she's going to be looking at you like, dang, holy Christ, this guy is disciplined. He's not like all the other Joe Schmoes that I've been with in the past that sat down and guzzled down Cheetos. He's not like those type of guys. He's actually disciplined. So what this subconsciously does, whether she knows it or not, is it starts making her kind of look at herself, sort of like an insecurity. We hear this more from guys. We hear this more from men. Let's be honest. Most men are going to be insecure because for the average male, for the average guy, he has to cling on to what he can get. Because most of the time, talked about this many times before, you know, dudes don't really build themselves up. And the whole thing about building up your physique is, like I said in the beginning, it's not just your physique. It's about discipline. It's also a mental thing as well. So it's not just a vanity, oh, he has muscles, who cares? Or he goes to the gym, who cares? It's deeper than that. It's a mindset. It's a way of living, okay? So it's deeper than just looking good. But a lot of chicks will start being sort of self-conscious. And this is a double-edged sword because women will find this attractive. And on the flip side, it's a little, I don't want to use the word intimidating, but at times it kind of can be a little overwhelming or a little intimidating because most guys, like I said, don't have that level of discipline to where they're measuring out food and shit at certain times. So you're like, dang, this dude is measuring food out. Like, what the hell? You know, and at certain times, you know, guys that are into fitness, they know at some point they're going to have to measure food to some degree, whether it's serving size or calories, something like that. And that's just one example. Another example might just be you going to the gym. She's going to be like, dang, this guy is dedicated. He doesn't miss a day. He's militant about this crap. And this could be something that weeds a lot of women out. Quite frankly, it's probably going to weed a lot of women out because if you read in a title, the word relationship is capitalized. Now, I never said it's going to weed a lot of guys out from sexual escapades because a lot of women fantasize about fit men. Whether you want to believe it or not, I'll get comments saying I'm 500 pounds and I still get women, or I knew this guy that was 500 pounds hooked up to a respirator with a hunchback and he was having threesomes every night and he had a Brazilian girlfriend with a BBL. Like, look, let's come down to earth, okay? I don't care what your cousin's, uncle's, brother's sister said she saw or whatever the hell you heard on it. We're talking real life here. A lot of women fantasize about fit men, and behind closed doors, that's where it goes down. That's all I'm gonna say about that, okay? So they're not gonna turn a guy down for sexual purposes. Relationship wise though, it might kind of be a little overwhelming. It might kind of be a little daunting at times. She's gonna be like, dang, this guy is extremely militant. And a subconscious or maybe even conscious, because a lot of these broads know what they're doing, reason is that she doesn't have a full control of this guy like she did the other Joe Schmoes that weren't worth a fucking cent a penny before, right? She doesn't have control over this guy like that because this guy has usually, not all the time, but usually he has a level of discipline that is unwavering. The gym is a non-negotiable. It's not, no, you're spending too much time in the gym or I don't want you go. He's gonna be like, don't want me going to the gym, baby. You must not want to see me then. You know, I'm hitting the road. He has that type of discipline. He has that type of militant type of structure. 95% of men just do not have that crap. Most guys will go to the gym for a week and they'll let their girlfriend or whatever the hell convince them that they're going too much, and they'll stop, not knowing that she's turned on by fit physiques, right? Especially if you started off with a fit physique and you got in a relationship. She didn't get with you when you were out of shape, right? But it's just the fact that he's not controllable. A lot of these young ladies, and I'm not saying all, okay? Like I said, this is going to weed out a lot of certain type of women because A lot of them are going to get turned on. Don't get it twisted. I'm not only making a negative vibe to this video. This video is not only to be a negative video, okay? There are some positives because they are going to love a man that is disciplined, that's sexy as hell. But like I said, some of these young ladies are really control freaks. They have a twisted mindset to where they view relationships in this narcissistic type of control type of way. Of course, when they're really young, they have this very skewed view of relationships, but you know, that infamous wall comes like Jaws, you know, and they snap back to reality. But let's just be quite frank, a lot of these chicks are used to having men wrapped around their finger. Now you come along and you're getting choosing signals from females. You know, you might be walking out with her out and about, and females are straight up looking at you when you're walking with her. Females don't even give a damn, and they're staring at you while you are walking with her. They're just gawking at you, not giving a crap that you are with her, right? Same thing when a guy has a pretty girlfriend. Dudes are gonna stare. It's natural. And she sees this, and she knows deep down inside, by you being disciplined with your food, right? She's seeing you, maybe, you know, I'm in a cutting phase where I'm shedding excess weight, especially off my midsection, and just trimming that unnecessary fat, right? I'm measuring out my food. For example, a chick might see a guy measuring his food out, and she's gonna be like, hell nah, this dude is super militant. And she's just not used to that type of stuff. And this is gonna weed a lot of certain type of gals out, especially those party types, okay? Especially the types that are in the tomfoolery, that are in the stupid shit, and just have no kind of discipline or self-control themselves. Is gonna weed them out. They're gonna be like, hell nah. It's intimidating. It really is, because there's nothing more. Here's what the media, and here's what no one is gonna tell you unless you watch these type of videos, obviously, or consume this kind of content. But disciplined masculinity is extremely frightening. It is super frightening. It is militant. It is something that is overwhelming at times for a lot of people. And when I say militant, I don't mean you're some kind of uptight a-hole. You could be the coolest guy on earth, but you just have this discipline about you to where you're not skipping the gym. You are disciplined. You are going to, you're leaving to work early. You're leaving to the gym a little earlier. And she's probably might not be used to that type of guy. The type of guy she's probably used to stuff their face with Cheetos, get hungover, and go to work 30 minutes late. And she can control them because she doesn't respect them, but deep down inside, water seeks its own level. So that's the type of guy she's gonna go for. Now, she'll mess with you on a sexual level, okay? She'll let you beat her back out, but she's not gonna want to be in a relationship because she sees that you're not a simp. We all love to say that. You have boundaries, and you stand on business, okay? You stand on business, right? And she sees that. And also another thing, I kind of touched on it, is that she's gonna see that you have options, bro, or you have the options to have options. You could be a super faithful guy, which I encourage everyone to be, because I do believe in karma, and if you're out here doing wrong, it's gonna catch up to you, right? But with that aside, even if you're not trying, it's just inevitable that you're gonna get so-called choosing signals, that other females are gonna be flirty with you, that other women are going to be interested in you when you look good, when you present yourself with the physical discipline, and also it just translates to mental discipline too. And plus, women love a fit physique. It's sexy to them, right? So she's gonna see that, and she's gonna be like, damn, now I really know that this guy has something going on. He's got motion. He's got some kind of motion going on, because all the other guys that she's been with probably look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and it had no options whatsoever. Wasn't no chick looking at him like that, and she wasn't worried at all. She's like, you know what? I got this guy under my control, and I've seen this personally with my own two eyes where a chick will be quote unquote married and be posting the most thottiest pictures because she know and posted her husband 1 or 2 times. And let me just say this, no offense, God forgive me, but I could see why she loves being with this guy, because he's not gonna have any options anytime soon, right? Let's just say his build is that of Nutty Professor, right? But here she is posting endless thirst traps because she knows that the guy that she's with, she don't give a damn. She can control him, and she's posting thirst traps, getting all the attention while while he ain't getting so much as a look, right? While he's not getting any attention at all. And if he is getting attention, she really doesn't give a crap because she knows that that's probably like one or two dusty ass chicks trying to get with him, and she's the one getting all the DMs from her thirst traps and stuff. And this is what a lot of gals want, right? Gals don't want to be outshined. They naturally don't want to be outshined in relationships, and you don't have to be looking like a damn supermodel. Just you having a fit physique as a man, having a decent face, decent haircut, you are going to get a whole bunch, not a whole bunch, but you're going to get more attention than the average guy. The average guy is not going to receive as much attention or as much admiration as you. So when you're walking down the street, she's holding your hand a little tighter and you're wondering why. It's because a whole bunch of broads keep taking glances at you. A whole bunch of chicks are like, dang, and now since you're walking with a chick, they want you even more. And that's something that scares certain type of women, that, damn, I'm being outshined in this. Or not necessarily outshined, it's just you have the options to have other options, even though you're faithful. It's just the simple fact. And like I said, it's a double-edged sword, because this is the same thing that turns them on, right? So that being said, hope y'all enjoyed. Peace.